Today's guest on the Fox 43 Capitol Beat is a first-term state senator representing parts of York and Cumberland County. He's also a former U.S. Marshal who has taken a role in school safety initiatives across PA. Senator Mike Regan joins us this morning. Senator, thank you so much for joining us. I know a couple months ago you spoke to the Senate Education Committee about ways to improve school security. This is after what happened in Florida. You said armed guards need to be in every school. The entrances need to be shored up. That was 2 months ago. Yeah. What's being done today?
Well, we are working very hard on that. I've been given kind of a leadership role. I've been very impressed with my leadership team has kind of given me a role to get some bills together. So I'm working with my colleagues. I'm working with a really highly qualified consultant, and we are preparing legislation which hopefully will be introduced in June.
To the Pennsylvania citizen that says it's been almost 4 months since Florida, and we've seen other states take action. Mm-hmm. Is Pennsylvania falling behind on
I don't think so. I think we're ahead of the game. Based on what we've gotten so far, I really believe that we are going to be the standard bearer. We are going to be leading the way on a lot of things. I mean, we're talking about some ways to do this very efficiently without breaking the bank. I mean, these things can be really expensive. You look to Florida, who just had this incident. Mm-hmm. They're looking at expending $400 million up front and $200 million recurring. I think we can do just what they're doing, but do it a lot cheaper. I
know yesterday, a bill that you sponsored, the Senate bill which would set up the hotline, the anonymous hotline. Is that part of this initiative?
It is. And also we had a bill 1078 which allows school boards to hold their school security meetings in executive session, which means the public doesn't get to hear it. We were one of the few states that still had it, so you had to be sunshined on their security talks. I was happy to get that done. I think that was a big step in the right direction, so we're working hard on it.
Last year, Senate Bill 383, Senator Don White's bill, which would allow teachers to carry guns within their possession, licensed teachers, licensed to carry. You voted yes on the bill, passed the state Senate, House hasn't taken it up yet. Why did you vote yes to that bill?
Well, Don White's district is, Senator White has a very rural district. And his thought was arming teachers because the response time from the state police to the schools is so lengthy. And at that time, we weren't talking about it. This is pre-Parkland. We weren't really talking about doing anything else. So I thought that the upside outweighed, but there is a downside to it too. I mean, if we had more time, I would go into the downside of that. But part of it is that I really believe we should let teachers teach, and we should have armed, vetted security guards in the schools which can fight the bad guy.
Are you saying if the House takes that up, changes the bill, amends it, sends it back to the Senate, are you a yes vote again?
We'll see, because I have introduced a co-sponsor memo on a school security card bill. If that gets any traction, I think I would probably opt that way.
Got it. I want to shift gears to the state government committee, which you are a member of, and redistricting, which has been such a topic over the last few weeks. You have a chair in Mike Fulmer who has been open to redistricting reform. The House Majority Leader, Dave Reed, came out this week and said that he is open to some form of independent commission, if you will. Where does Senator Regan stand on that?
Well, I stay on the side of fairness. Let's make sure that these districts are drawn fairly. I think, we were accused, I wasn't there when it happened, we were accused of gerrymandering back in 2011, 2010, 2011. If that's true, well, I mean, I think the court's actions clearly demonstrated going the other way. So what I believe in is fair districts, so everyone has a fair and equal shot at, getting elected.
Lastly, you've said so much in the last few months about your friend, U.S. Marshal Chris Hill, who was killed serving a warrant in January in Harrisburg. He was honored and remembered in York County this week for the work that he did. And I want to give you the last word. What is one thing about Chris Hill that hasn't been said, that people don't know about him, or for that matter, being a U.S. Marshal, which you have a history with, that people don't know the job that U.S. Marshals do on a day-to-day basis?
Well, I think the thing that jumps out at me about Chris is he was so humble. I mean, here he was an Army Ranger, highly decorated combat veteran, Army Ranger. But also, I didn't know this till after he passed away, that he was a really, really great running back at Warrior Run High School in Northumberland County, and they're retiring his number at the end of the football season. So humble guy. He never mentioned any of those things. You had to put pride out of him. So, I mean, I think one of the things that made him great and unique was he's the top of his craft, but he was also a very humble guy.
Senator Mike Regan joining us this morning on the Fox 43 Capitol Beat. Thank you so much for
Thanks,
your words
man.
on
Thanks for
Chris
having me
Hill and everything else. So thank you very much. Send it over to, we're actually going to go to break. So Fox 43 Morning News will be back after this.